I wanted to do a video. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. I don't really know what I'm going to title this video, so I'll just kind of see what I talk about. Try and talk about like representative bowls sort of thing. Why I haven't been playing much. Well, I haven't played at all the last 3 years. So yeah, basically, I don't know what I'll talk about. I'm still no good talking in front of the camera. I've been enjoying those short form videos. Been good. Been getting a lot of good feedback from them, but yeah, I'm not really good with the longer formats because I don't like talking for too long. Why I gave up state bowls. Now, obviously representative sides in all sports are corrupt to some extent because it can never ever be perfect when you think about it. And like, I see this particularly in like state cricket. I'm a mad cricket fan, and often the Shield teams, obviously the Australian sides never pick right. Often the Shield sides, I watch a lot of Shield cricket, they never pick right either. And when you actually think about it, it happens in every single sport. And obviously bowls is a big one too. Now don't get me wrong, if you're a junior watching this and you want to play for your state in bowls, then definitely go for it. It's an amazing feeling chucking on the state shirt. But you get to a stage, like I only played 30 games for Tassie, or 28. I think I played 28 games in the men's side, and something just didn't feel right. Like I'd be playing all these tournaments during the year, and then for 4 days of the year, we'd go away and play in the state side. And it just didn't feel right. I don't know. You're playing in a team with 11 other blokes who, for one reason or another, are in the side. And, you know, 9 times out of 10, they're in the side because they're talented, they gel well with other people, but it was just never picked right. And it's the same, it's happening right now. Like, I haven't played state bowls for a couple of years. 3 years now, actually. And you look at all the state sides that get picked, none of them ever get picked right. Now, there's a few reasons why all the teams don't get picked right. Because obviously selectors have favourite people. Not favourite people, but they're just mates. They're just generally good mates with some of the other people who are in the squad, who are fighting it out for that 12. And I've seen it firsthand because I'm not someone who gets on well with a lot of people, because a lot of people don't like my approach to the game. They reckon I have done a lot of harm to the game, or I've harmed myself in not playing. And people say, oh, it's for the pride of wearing the state shirt. Yes, wearing your state shirt, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that. Plus, it's also probably the highest quality of bowls you're ever going to experience at a national sides championships. Why would I go away with a side that isn't picked right, and I'm not really close with anyone in the team, where I can go down the road and play in a 50 grand tournament? Like, it seems pretty obvious to me. Now, by all means, I'm not telling young juniors to not play state bowls. You definitely want to aspire it and at least experience it, because obviously most people enjoy it. Like, most people who make the state side want to stay in the state side, which is fair enough. Like, it's, as I said, it's the highest quality bowls. You're wearing your state shirt, there's a lot of pride in it. But I just got to a point where I look at it, I'm like, it's not going to benefit me as a person playing in a state side that, I don't know how to explain it. It just isn't, it's never picked right, obviously. And it takes that pride away from it, I think. Anyway, a lot of people are going to disagree with me in all this, but like, this is just my view. Obviously, it's a little bit different for the New South and Queensland sides, because I'm not sure of all of them, but I know most of them get paid to play by their clubs or by the I don't know how they get paid, but they get paid somehow by their clubs, or the state association will give them X amount for playing. Which is like, if that's a decent amount, then yeah, do it by all means. And plus, making them sides is like 10 times harder. So basically, when I quit state bowls, I was like, I want to make my own name. Wasn't wasn't really about making my own name. It was more, I want to prove to myself that I am good enough and that I was good enough. My bowls has deteriorated a lot in the last 12 months because, you know, the alcohol sort of got ahead of me, which I'm trying to work on. But when you think about what the stateside is, right, you are trying to perform for other people. And I hated that. I hated having to prove to other people that I was good enough. I got to the stage where I was like, stuff for you guys. You guys pick your mates. It's just completely not gonna benefit me as a human being. I've already said this before, but I'm not telling juniors to not play state bowls because it is the best experience. Highest quality of bowls you'll play. Juniors is juniors. Like, I don't know, juniors kind of never really benefit us anyway because we'd go away in September every year. We'd have 3 Sunday sessions on a shitty little indoor carpet, and we'd go up and play New South and Queensland on their greens. And they've been playing on grass green. They can play on grass greens 12 months of the year. It's like how we, you know, we'd beat them a few times, but we'd never ever get any recognition because we couldn't do it consistently. So that was the hard thing. Not to mention that all the juniors up in New South and Queensland, they got the junior nugget, they got the AO, which, you know, I could have played in, but it's like, from Tassie, mate, they don't give you any money to go. I'm still in school, so it's like putting stress on me folks to get me up there for a tournament. There's no prize money. There's prize money if you win it, but it doesn't even cover your trip. Plus they've got like a bunch of other junior tournaments up there, like their state champs are proper. They have like other little tournaments going around for the juniors, which is really good, don't get me wrong, but it makes anyone from fucking interstate pretty difficult. Like, so now basically all I do is just travel playing tournaments, and I do not worry about rep bowls. They've asked me to play, last couple of years they asked me to play on the Newcastle side because I was a full member up there. And I said to the selectors, I was like, what's in it for me? Like, I'm pretty realistic that I wasn't going to make the New South Wales team. I might have made the squad, but making that 12 is basically impossible unless you win something massive, which I haven't done. But to play for the Newcastle side, I would have had to go up there for 2-3 days. I don't know how long it goes. I think it goes for 3 days. There's no prize money. I've got the same situation as what I've had down in Tassie. The teams are never picked right. It's just mates, basically. Yeah, as I said, there's no prize money. So like, what? I'd rather go play a bloody 20 grand tournament that weekend. And people were like, oh, you should take representative bowls more seriously. I'm like, why? What? There's nothing in it for me. And obviously if I wanted to play for Australia, which I did growing up, I think every junior always wants to play for Australia in any sport, if they take their sport, you know, somewhat serious. And if you make the Australian side, the players in there get money from the AIS. I think it's 10 or 15 grand. That's what I've heard, just sort of word of mouth. I'm not too sure what it is. And they probably get more from their clubs as well, which is like, that's decent. That makes you a full-time wage when you add in all the other stuff, you know, part-time work at bowls clubs and tournaments and stuff. But let's be real, making the Australian squad is 99.9% unrealistic for most people. So you got to weigh up your options, and I weighed up my options 3 years ago. I'm like, right, I'm turned 20. I'm not going to make the Australian squad because every year the Australian development squads would come out, and you'd see some names in there, and I'd go through the list. I'm like, yep, beat him, beat him, beat him, beat him, and it was like just year after year, just I'd always get disappointed from it, as you would, and then I finally realised that it's all corrupt. Like, Bowls Australia is going to hate me for saying this, but I do not give a shit. Basically, if I can encourage other people to not play for other people, play for yourself. Obviously, when you're playing tournaments with your mates, you're playing for them as well, which is the beauty of tournaments. But when you're playing state bowls, especially if you're a fringe member in the team, you're not playing for the other guy. Yeah, but you always got in the back of back of your mind that it's all about how you perform. That's what matters most. Basically, you have to ask yourself, what do you want to get out of the game? Whether you've just started, whether you're pretty experienced, especially when you're younger, what do you want to get out of the game? Most people will say they want to play for Australia, and that's brilliant. Like, you should want to play for Australia because that is obviously the pinnacle of the sport. But especially being from Tassie, it's extremely hard. Like, you look at the males in Tassie over the last 20, 30 years. I think Neatsy made the squad. I think Stow made the squad. Like, they won an AO pairs together, which would have helped them. I'm not sure if they were in the squad before that or not. But, like, those guys were freaks. But they never got a game for Australia, which is crazy when I think about it. Those two boys in their prime were phenomenal players. Obviously, New South and Queensland produce phenomenal players all the time. But for them two boys to make the squad, growing up on the greens down here in Tassie, the greens here are average, to be able to go up to the mainland, New South, Queensland, and play on their really nice greens, in which all of them boys up there, they've grown up on them. So, like, from the ages, whenever they started, they've grown up playing on beautiful greens. So I've always struggled going up the mainland because as soon as I get on a good green, I'm like, Jesus, like, when you're on a good green, you got to be on song every end, otherwise you just lose. So in, like, juniors, I'd go up there, I'd knock them off, New South and Queensland boys, I'd knock them off, but they'd also knock me off too. And it was so hard to consistently play well every game on good greens because we're just not used to it. We've grown up on shit down here. I'm not saying I was good enough for those development squads because I honestly don't think I was. I never really won anything big. I won a few medals at the junior nationals, but you never get fucking recognition for that from Tassie. It's just a fluke if you somehow snag a medal. I'm not pulling excuses for Tassie lawn bowlers because everyone steps on the green trying to win. There's no excuse. Like, there is no excuse if you're not bowling good enough and you get beat. But, like, you look at other sports, right? Cricket, footy, the conditions are always basically the same. Like, cricket boys, like, they're always playing on a pitch that's, there's different pitches obviously, but like, wherever they go in Australia, they're going to be playing, like, it's going to be the same sort of thing. Whereas in bowls, it's just so different. We're playing on shit down here, and you go up and play on good greens, and it makes it just so much harder. Maybe it's just all mental, or maybe it's just me, I don't know, but it does. Like, everyone goes up, a lot of Tasmanians go up to the Australian Open every year. No one does any good. We have some gun bowlers up down here, like some absolute guns, don't get me wrong. So for no one to ever do any good in them, apart from, I know Neatsy and Stow won it, like, 20 years ago, they won the pairs. But that's been it. Like, obviously Rebecca's won a lot in the women's, and she's a, once in a generation player. She's absolute quality. But from a male perspective, it is a lot more competitive. There are, hundreds of really, really good players in the men. I don't want this to sound like I'm hating on representative bowls, because I'm not. It's quality, but it's just not for me. And I know a lot of people are going to watch this and be thinking this bloke's talking shit, but it's honestly how I view the game, and I know a lot of other people are also going to agree with a lot of that I'm saying. So, like, but since I haven't cared about state bowls, my bowls ability, I feel, has just gone up a stack. Obviously, I play a lot. I play probably more bowls than anyone in the country, but I love this game. I've been playing it since I was 9 years old. My first game in Pennant was. I'll never forget it. I was really lucky with the coach, Georgie Atkins. He's still kicking. He's 98, by the way. Absolute legend. The highest qualified coach in Tasmania, actually. I'm not sure if he's the only high performance coach, but he was a high performance coach. The Nationals this year in Tassie, which is quite interesting. So I actually think the boys in the men's side for Tassie, they're going to do pretty decent this year, playing on bent greens, which is just going to be different. It's going to be so different. Yeah, all the mainlanders, they all play on bent greens, especially the Victorians, but more the New South and Queensland boys. Obviously, they're guns, they're going to adapt, but they're just not quite as deadly on the bent greens. So I don't want to talk the boys up, but I reckon they're a sniff. I actually recorded that yesterday. Wasn't going to post it, but then I'll look back on it this morning and I'm like, everything I've said I'm pretty happy with. So yeah, I need to get better at these videos anyway. Make sure you chuck us a subscribe. I just bought a GoPro and I'm going to attach it to my cap while I'm playing, and then that's gonna try and do little videos of like tournament games. So I'm gonna see how that goes. Anyway, hooroo.